Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, I hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night, wherever you guys are out there in the world. So with all of that in mind, we have been noticing some significant price action in the market in the last couple of days, and one of the most notable ones is obviously HBAR, right? Talked about it, and I've addressed it already multiple times. We are having a nice pullback, which I did also expect, but I expected it at higher levels, so we were wrong a little bit on it. But regardless, right, it's a good sign for what's to come for the entire altcoin market, right? We are waiting for alt season to officially happen. Bitcoin is still ranging. I mean, if we look at Bitcoin in just the last 7 days, this is what the uptrend range looks like currently on Bitcoin. And we are waiting for the next big move to be decided, which is either a stab at the 70K region once more before having a much larger sell-off, or having a sell-off at resistance at around 67K. We are watching that closely, and ultimately speaking, if we do clear 74K, then Bitcoin is going to continue to run heavily. But what about XRP, right? We're still looking at XRP, and we're watching this, and we're sitting here, and we're like, well, where does XRP have its own role in this space in terms of alt season, and when is XRP going to pull an HBAR, right? Because HBAR today, or I should say yesterday, surprised a lot of people by having just a massive surge off of a news announcement regarding tokenization with Arcix around a BlackRock money market fund. And as you guys do see currently on my screen at the time that I am recording this, the trading volume is up 6,535%, which is insane considering the fact that the trading volume is at almost $3 billion versus its almost $5 billion market cap. Pretty crazy stuff, right? So we are looking at XRP and we're trying to, really say, all right, well, what's going to lead XRP to have a move like that? Well, let's actually talk about a few things. So number one, there's a great post that got put out by Moon Lambo, and we have HBAR prices up 95% today. Yes, in just one day, which makes this the perfect time to remind you that just 2 months ago, some HBAR holders were so disenchanted as a result of the low price that they literally created a petition to compel Hedera to increase the price of HBAR. I kid you not, and it's one of the funniest and one of the most stupid things I've ever seen in the world of crypto. Similar story with XRP. People have been complaining up a storm because their feels are giving them a hard time. But it doesn't matter. The asset class moves in tandem, and XRP is a part of it. As the market expands, so will XRP. We don't choose when that will happen, though. As such, patience is a requirement, not a suggestion. And yes, it is crucial to note this, but also, I quoted this. And I said, what's even crazier is just how similar the XRP Bitcoin pair is to the HBAR Bitcoin pair right before the massive breakout. Also, with how much heat has been on the SEC as of recent, it seems like we would be close, or we could be close, to a settlement. Ripple already outlined that $10 million would be fair. I don't think they paid more than $30 million. Nonetheless, the HBAR and Arcix announcement was enough to get the major impulse on the Bitcoin pair. What will be the catalyst for XRP's Bitcoin pair to have a major impulse outside of a settlement? And I ask all of you out there, what's going to be that big news announcement? We don't know. But this is what both of the charts look like, or at least looked like yesterday at around roughly 10:40 p.m. I said, here you have the HBAR Bitcoin pair having a great impulsive move off of the absolute bottom. For all those XRP holders out there, I made a video 2 days ago now where I talked about XRP and why it's going to explode. Check out the second image of the XRP Bitcoin pair and tell me this chart isn't ready for an impulsive move. This is why I always say the Bitcoin pair is more important than the USD pair. Patience. And here you have the HBAR pair with Bitcoin, right? Having a nice impulsive move off of that red zone, right? That absolute bottom zone. And here's XRP's chart. Now, the only difference here is that this is on the weekly because this price actually only goes back to around like 2020. This one goes all the way back to 2014. And historically, when we look at the level that XRP is trading in currently on the Bitcoin pair, you go back to 2021 with the impulsive move to the 2021 high. Go back to 2017, 2018, where it started the beginning of XRP going to an all-time high, and even back in 2014, where the impulsive moves already happened. When we look at the XRP Bitcoin pair, this looks ready to pull an HBAR off of those significant historical patterns in the past. These are macro things that you need to focus on. This bottom area in the red is crucial to focus on right now if you are an XRP holder, because this is where we will see a big move if we are going to see it. Now, why did I talk about a settlement, right? Well, we just got a big update regarding the XRP case, right? Specifically, it's around Ripple paying a fine. Ripple said $10 million would be fair. Now, we're going to talk about that. We're going to address it. But first, I also want to talk about something that just happened, and it's actually around the SEC, and it's with the Blockchain Association and the Crypto Freedom Alliance of Texas. They just filed a major lawsuit challenging the SEC's unlawful dealer rule that threatens American industry and also innovation. This is a huge update, and it's a major blow to the SEC. And we have from Stuart Alderati in Gensler's first 3 years as the SEC chair, the agency has been sued for abusing its rulemaking powers more times than the SEC was sued in the prior 10 plus years, spanning the tenure of 3 long-serving chairs combined. And here's from the Blockchain Association. Today, the BA and also the CFAT filed a suit against the SEC asking the court to strike down their arbitrarily applied and unclear dealer rule expansion. This rule stifles innovation, harms the burgeoning digital asset industry, and emboldens the SEC to lead by unwritten rules and guidance. And guys, this is just another L in the SEC's basket, but also applies even more pressure to the SEC at a time where it seems as though there is so much pressure boiling up around the SEC that it just leads me to the end game scenario around the Ripple case. What's going to happen with this Ripple case? Well, don't take it from me because I'm not a lawyer, but Jeremy Hogan did put out an update regarding his interview with Crypto Law US that did go live yesterday. And big shout out to XRP Drops for putting this clip together. It's about 1 minute and 35 seconds long. And we have Jeremy Hogan's conclusion on Ripple's reply brief and his personal call on the outcome of this case. $100 million penalty. And an injunction as to the institutional. The SEC can't prove any harm to the investors or to the purchasers. The final judgment will come out this summer. I'm guessing July, maybe August. Now, I don't really care for timelines. You guys already know me. Timeframes are, a thing of prediction, right? They're just thrown out there. But that's his best guess. We also have, I think, both sides file notice of appeal, and the case heads up to the DCA appeals court and is rolled on next year. Now, in my opinion, like I said, this thing could be rolled on at any moment. We don't know. But we don't know what the next catalyst is going to be to push XRP on this Bitcoin pair. It could very well simply be XRP just breaking out, market makers having a major move in the market with XRP. It could also be a major announcement, a catalyst. We don't know. But it could also be a settlement announcement that we don't know when that's going to happen. Could be this summer. We don't know. But listen closely to this. Now, the reason why I say the summer is because this is the final judgment. It will come during the summer. We could very well have a settlement announcement after that, but it's unquestionable on when that's actually going to happen. Again, we don't really know when that could happen. But listen closely to this.
Quote, taking both discretionary and comparative factors into account, an appropriate civil penalty would be no more than $10 million. That would reflect about, that would reflect about blank because it's redacted, of Ripple's actual gross revenues from pre-complaint institutional sales and would be proportionate in both percentage and dollar amount to comparable digital asset cases where there was no culpable mental state and no substantial risk of harm or risk of harm to others. Well, before Google, the SEC is requesting $1.95 billion And Ripple says not only should there be no injunction, it should only have to pay $10 million in total because no one was harmed. They can't prove any harm to the investors or to the purchasers. And also $10 million would be a reasonable penalty based upon past penalties. So I would say that based on what we've seen so far in the case, that the final judgment will come out this summer. I'm guessing July, maybe August. And then whatever the ruling, I think both sides file notices of appeal and the case heads up to the DCA appeals court and is ruled on next year. Now, I wouldn't appeal it if I was the SEC because bad facts make bad law, but that's just me. I don't know if the SEC can just let this go. Everything seems very personal to them. In any way, that's my call. $100 million and an injunction as to the institutional sales. We'll see if I hit the bullseye or if I'm way off target.
So with all of that in mind, right? This was a great insight on what he believes is going to happen. We don't specifically know what is going to happen next around this case. There's a lot of questions that remain that need an answer to. We definitely will be a little bit more patient on this, but in my opinion, when we really look at what's going on around this case, when we go and look at things that, are out of our control, it's still up in the air on what comes next. But there is something that is going to happen that's going to at least give us some sort of impulsive move. It could be a settlement. It could be something outside of a settlement. That's why I said, what's going to be that major catalyst? And it's not so much just like the idea of oh, we're hoping for this. No, it's the fact that the chart is telling us that this is essentially bottomed out. Very similar to what HBAR did when we got the catalyst today, but also even when you look at the Bollinger Bands. There was a great post made by Tony the Bull Severino over on X, and we have XRP 1 month Bollinger Bands are officially the tightest ever in history. The last time that they were this tight, there was a 65,000% rally that followed, and you guys can see that on the overall chart. Now, I said we definitely won't do a 65,000% rally, but XRP is primed for a major move in the market. I outlined that in the video that just went live on the channel. I don't think that there was ever a better setup for XRP than now. And also, big shout out to Crypto Insight UK. He also posted something very similar regarding this, and he actually gave a shout out to Tony. He said volatility is coming for XRP. On the monthly time frame, the Bollinger Bands are the tightest they've ever been. If we look back, we can see the last time that they were this tight was 2017. We saw some insane volatility after this. Then again in 2020. Now Bollinger Bands don't indicate momentum or the direction of the move per se, but they indicate a move is coming when they squeeze. They are a volatility indicator. I would like to suggest the move will be to the upside as we have wicked below but held above the basis line. I would like to see some increased volume and an attempt at a push soon for XRP. Now, yes, this is what the overall chart looks like. You can see the Bollinger Bands, the bottom red, and also the top green, but also the midline, which is the white line. Now, could this be a move to the downside as well? 100%, it could be. But I personally see a move to the upside already. We already got our, liquidity sweep to the lows, which was at a low 40-cent zone. And it seems as though XRP is ready for an upside swing. Now, there has been a lot of great things happening behind the scenes for XRP, specifically amendments, the AMM. There's been a lot of moves happening around DeFi initiatives, institutional DeFi initiatives. So in my opinion, there's a lot of weight here behind XRP. So we're definitely going to be focused more so on what's going to be happening going forward on. I do believe that altcoins are ready. I do believe that we are nearing alt season. I do think that XRP is going to wake up in a very, very large way. And I still think that a lot of people are in disbelief of that because XRP for the longest time just has not, done anything. It hasn't done much at all. But when we look at this space and see how fast things can change overnight, I do think that XRP is going to be a big winner, and it only takes a small announcement of something or just, a simple breakout versus Bitcoin to make things happen. The big thing to focus on right now is Bitcoin dominance, the US dollar, and Bitcoin. What happens next around Bitcoin with Bitcoin dominance and the dollar is the big focus point because outside of that, the USD pair doesn't really matter all that much. That's why I've always said the USD pair is the last thing that I really kind of focus on. The Bitcoin pair told us everything that we needed to know about HBAR and why a move was going to happen on HBAR going forward. So that's what I'm really looking at with XRP. And in my opinion, this thing looks bottomed out. We might range a little bit more, but I do think that this is going to have a big move against Bitcoin very, very soon. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on for more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, this has been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.